Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome to your weekly general tarot with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. So let's see what this week ahead has in store for us. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help us all on our paths to our highest vibrational good. So, if you haven't heard, if you've been living under a rock, embodied astrology will be taking place on July the 8th. If you've ever wanted to meet yours truly in person, if you've ever wanted to attend one of my events, this is the first ever live and in-person event that I am co-hosting with my wonderful co-host Heather Angel, who is a somatic coach, which is a form of coaching that basically helps you embody and encode the messages, the healing, the insights and the wisdom that you gain throughout the session. So I'll be there talking about all of the weird and wonderful astrology, numerology, tarot, etc. Heather will be bringing her amazing intuition and amazing experiences, including a somatic experience. Tickets are only £97. The venue is in Swindon. You can get your seat on the link in the description box below. There are only 14 spaces because we want to make sure that we're giving individual attention, and so that the insights that you gain really are very personal. So if you want to be a part of that and you want to meet little old me in person, it would be amazing to meet you and to see you. And with that said, we will get into it. So this week, your intuitive message was, let yourself be vulnerable, right? So this isn't, and it's not about making yourself weak or putting yourself underneath other people. This is about really getting to the heart of who you are and sharing that from that deep sort of space of, this is who I am, this is what I bring to the world, this is what's special about me, this is what still needs to be worked on. This is about coming from a place of true vulnerability, because true vulnerability is honesty. This is about really speaking up about who you are, what you really feel like you have to offer, whether this is in a relationship, whether it's in a friendship, whether it's at work, whether this is in an interview setting or situation. This week we really are, the intuitive message was really encouraging to say, it's time. It's time to share who you really are, what you know you are here, at least in this moment in time, right? Because you're going to have many purposes over a lifetime. But your purpose right now is to share an element or an aspect of who you truly are that has been hidden for way too long. So this week, it's about getting honest and getting real and getting deep. All right, so for our, I'm pretty sure I blessed my cards. Just want to make sure. All right, so for our Human Design Oracle deck card, and that one just flew straight out, we have the Gate 41 and Fantasy. And the message behind this card, interestingly enough, is about understanding what our stories are. And it's also about building our vision, right? But also, when you think about fantasy and the fact that this week we're meant to share, the real message from this, I genuinely believe, is that we are being asked to forget the fantasy. Everyone can spin a yarn over how brilliant is and all, you know, my life has been this and da 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 da. But to really just tell the truth of who you are, well, actually, you know what, I'm from a single parent home, or you know what, my family are immigrants, or whatever it might be, right? This is about not spinning that line and that fantasy, and understanding that your authentic and honest story is the greatest fiction and fantasy that you'll ever be able to share with anyone, because it's divinely inspired, right? Each person's life experience and lifescape is a work of, you know, fiction by the universe, and it plays out in real time every moment of every second of every day. So you know what, forget the fantasy, build, or should I say share your reality. That's where it's really going to be at this week. All right, so for our direction cards, how do we best tap into this ability to share what and who we are with the world, and how do we make it easier on ourselves to do so, right? Because we can really get down about who we are and what we've been and da 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 da. It's not the week for that. We got the Six of Wands by celebrating all of who you are. with the Judgment card and giving rise to understanding that true change and adaptation are in front of you right now. The chance to change your life shows up in some way, shape or form this month, this week should I say, and then the Knight of Pentacles. This really is an energy and a message about your future. This is about your distant future. It's about being very present in the here and now, understanding that massive changes and shifts are taking place at this moment in time that absolutely solidify your personal success for your future. In some way, shape or form, this really does suggest that this week your direction to lean into is understanding that you are continually in flux and, more importantly, getting after it. This is about celebrating your wins. It's about backing yourself 100% and knowing that change is taking place in some really big and potentially very exciting ways. Now, another way that this could show up on a really mundane level, if you had problems with your car or challenges with an issue with a car, etc., this week you could actually get them fixed once and for all, so that could go really well for you. Another way that this could potentially show up as well with that Knight of Pentacles, on the wider world stage, this could be the completion of a building, a work of some sort that seems to have run over. Like, we're going to hear some big celebration about, oh, you know, we finally finished this, and everyone's going to be like, yeah, it's only 2 years late. Do you know what I mean? It's like, why are you celebrating now? I mean, yes, okay, it's finished, but, you know, anyway, that's enough of your cynicism, Raph. For your insight cards, if we could, whoa, all right, look at that. So we've got a double hit of the Knight of Pentacles. So this week, although some big things are taking place and changes are happening, it does suggest that this is a continuation of a larger story that's been playing out in our lives. And this does suggest that that story is going to continue. So it's not a week for endings. This is a week for continuation. And it really is a moment of honesty with that intuitive message about where you are, how you got to this point, and where you might go from here on in. You've got this with the Page of Cups with an open heart and the Wheel of Fortune. I love this, right? So this is a great week if you're traveling. This is a great week for travel. It does suggest a lot of fun, a lot of laughter. It also suggests as well, for a lot of people, some kind of spontaneous travel and or trip is likely to come up. Now, on the wider world stage, this is going to be a development within the travel industry that brings good news to everybody. I actually feel like this might be some big announcement about maybe sea travel potentially, or cheaper, you know, cheaper travel in general, which they got to do, because at this point, you know, nobody can afford anything. So if prices keep going up, nobody's going to be doing anything. Another way that this shows up as well in terms of our insights on the wider world stage, this really does suggest that industries that we have come to really rely on are going to start announcing some very big shifts or changes. And I would wager that there will be a big merger or announcement of a merger between two large companies this week as well. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you, how it, you know, what picks up. I love it when you guys email me or send me messages to say, oh, you know, Raph, you said this was going to happen and this is how it showed up. I love it when you put links in the comments to different articles and stuff, because I love that, because it really shows me that I'm on the right track, and it also shows that the work, the oracle itself, speaks to the things that are happening in the world. So with that said, take care, have a wonderful week, and keep me posted.